So we talked about this a month ago. The local authorities in Dublin, the four local authorities for the four different areas of Dublin, were talking about bringing in the tourist tax. And everybody that had a brain and had sense was like, why would we be charging people to come to Ireland? They spend a huge amount already to get here, first of all, to get a hotel room, then to get on the plane too. It's a huge amount of money. Then just go shopping or go out and about. It's a huge amount of money. We're talking about thousands probably per person nearly. If you were spending 5 days here, it's a lot of money. Ireland's an expensive country. And then to add on the tourist tax, the proposal was, instead of doing it at the airport, they do it in the hotel rooms. So say, for example, you booked a hotel, to add an extra €100 to your charge for tourist tax. And they said they could bring in €12 million. But this is the thing. There's that much money being used for direct provision, etc., etc. They could take the money off that. Or some other part, like, for example, bicycle sheds. They're building bicycle sheds for no reason. Bicycle lanes. They're putting bicycle lanes everywhere. And people are not using them. If they saved up that money, they wouldn't need the charger. But anyway, census prevailed in this circumstance. The government's unlikely to do this because the tourist numbers are already down in our state. Just because the huge amount of money that it costs to come here. Second of all, safety and stuff like that in Dublin is a huge issue. It's one of the worst in the world, to be totally honest, Dublin. People don't feel safe. Simple as that. And there's many other issues we can go into. But I'm happy to hear that the government are not going to do it, because it would literally be shooting ourselves in the foot, which is great. It's not anytime soon. So, which is a good thing, because again, it pretty much means for this term of government, which is probably 2030, they won't do it. Which is the best thing to do, to be totally honest, in my opinion. Because it'd be different, take for example, New Zealand, I think, has it, and other small countries have it, that not many tourists go there, take for example, to add up, because again, if say for example you're a small island nation in the Pacific, and say only 100,000 people come to your island, right, then you can make a few extra bucks from that, and I wouldn't mind that so much. But Ireland, the Irish government, have a huge amount of money. They don't need it, to be told. They don't need to charge people. Tourists pay enough to come here, as I say, on hotels. There's an insane amount of money people are paying on hotels. To rent the car, take for example, you might as well get a loan, because American tourists, one American tourist is charged $20,000 for a week having the car for rent. So it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. Like, Ireland's just a rip-off to anybody that comes here, unfortunately, at the moment. And Irish people want people to come. We want people to come and see our lovely country, because we have a lovely country. Unfortunately, the government have destroyed it. It's not the Irish people have destroyed it, it's the government that destroyed it. And they've done it on purpose. But the Irish people love people coming here. I love seeing people coming here, experience in Ireland, because we do live in such a beautiful, lovely country. There's no country in the world that matches Ireland in terms of its historic significance to the world, and the amount of famous people and the amount of historical influence Ireland has on the world. It's no other country in the world can match such a small country with such influence in the world in terms of everything, the arts and the culture, in music, in everything, like in poets. The list goes on and on and on. We could sit here all day listing things out. But I'm happy to hear this is because it was madness to suggest that we would charge people a tourist tax. So thankfully, census failed, because they're not going to do it. Because let's be fair, the numbers are already down, and putting a tourist tax would already decrease it even more. So it's good to see that some kind of sense, finally some sense has materialised. But eventually and this is down the line, not before 2030. But eventually, they will do it. 100%, they will do it. 100% across Ireland, not just in Dublin, Galway, Cork. Probably even just in Cavan and other places, they probably will do it. Because again, the people don't charge enough, But it's not fair on people. It's not fair on tourists coming here to be ripped off, and that's just the thing. And they're already being ripped off in terms of hotels and stuff. They've been ripped off and that, so at least they're not being ripped off as much. But anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe more. And what do you think? Do you think we should bring it in? Do you think we should not? But personally, as I say, we should get rid of the bicycle lanes. We save the 12 million easily. Or we stop the bicycle sheds. Or we stop the waste in our government. Or we stop direct provision centres, etc. So we save that money tenfold. If they're talking about they have no money for different projects, they can do that 100% of the time if they do them things. But anyway, let me just take subscribe more and bye.